All right. Welcome to another episode of Bolts and Boost, everybody. So today we got something cooking for the Lightning, and that's something. Have you guessed it? Well, you probably did because of the frickin' title. I keep forgetting that. Boom, exhaust. We got this baby here, the Flowmaster. I do not want to scratch it. It's nice that it's black, but I'm going to put my phone down, lay all this stuff out, and show you guys what we got going on. All right, so pretty simple setup. Not much pieces, not many pieces, rather. Obviously, because it's a side exit. And the reason why I'm replacing this one, there's nothing wrong with it, so to speak. It's just the finish is kind of taken away on the OEM one, and it would be nice to get a little more growl out of the truck, if you will. So yeah, here's to that. This system for me in Canada was just $800. So I don't know when exhaust systems got so expensive, but here we are. So I'm going to go into the truck and show you what we got going on under there. All right, so here's under the truck. That's where it bolts up to like the, the separate banks of the engine. And then it collects in the big old muffler here and then side exit. So I've already put some, what is that? PB Blaster on those clamps. I'm going to go ahead and attempt to take them off here. Hopefully all goes smooth, and then take everything off the hangers. And once this is out, it should be easy to piece on the Flowmaster. So let's get to it. All right, guys, I hate admitting defeat, but this thing has defeated me today. I cannot get this thing off. I cracked it loose, but all right, I just started recording, and for some reason it cut me off. So here we are again. But anyway, I've tried everything. I've tried doing that. And I don't want to go too, I went pretty tight, to be honest with you. But I don't want to go too tight because there's nothing supporting the Y from the headers. And I didn't even like doing what I did, to be honest. But I wanted to try everything to get this off. Thankfully, my header studs look okay. But it was moving the Y pipe, and I don't like seeing that. So I am going to shut her down. I am going to get my father-in-law's Sawzall and cut it, probably an inch and a half away from the muffler. And then I might have to zip disc the other ring, because it is loose. I at least cracked it loose, so I know that, yeah, it can come off. But I'm going to go take this strap off. And I really wanted to keep this thing in good shape. I just like doing that, and it is in good shape. And the whole time muffler juice was dropping on me, and I'm soaked like I peed myself with muffler juice. So it doesn't feel great. And it's probably like blackish water, so it's just gonna surprise my wife, to say the least. But yeah, that's where I left off tonight. It is a losing battle today, but tomorrow, wish me luck. Because we need to get this thing off of here, man. It's just killing the vibe. I don't know how these things got so dirty and gross. They look like you could clean them up nice, but still. New exhaust coming on, or incoming. I'm just tired. Let's do this tomorrow. Wow. Probably one of the worst exhaust systems I've ever had to take on, and it's just because of these two joints here that were just totally rusted and weathered onto the old exhaust pipe. You can kind of see an indent in there, and that was just grabbing onto the Y pipe basically and not coming off. I had to use power tools, of course. I got my zip disc, and then I got a Sawzall from the father-in-law. And if you can believe it, the factory exhaust pipes, I did a pretty good job, to be honest with you. And they are unscathed. So you just got to be careful. I took a flathead screwdriver every time I cut, and I opened up the cut a little bit more, and it worked flawlessly. Like I said, I like barely even nicked the exhaust pipe. So I'm going to clean these up a bit here, and then put the old one, or sorry, the new Flowmaster on here. But before we do that, let's start this thing and see what it sounds like. All right, guys, we're going to find this out together here. Ready? It's like really underwhelming. You could almost just straight pipe that. Wow. All right. All right, guys. So after some fighting, I'm sure you can see the tips she's on. And I'm not super stoked about, ooh, knee crack. I'm not super stoked about the fitment. Like, look how close it is to my fairing. Because, like, from right here, it looks perfect. But if you look down, and I don't think it's really the exhaust system's fault. I think it's, like, Ford's fault from the factory, because they wanted to dodge that that link mount right there, and everything looks fine everywhere else. So I think it's just the way that it is. So I'm just gonna have to make sure that it doesn't get too hot and melt that. But other than that, it looks good. I might take it to my buddies later and get them to custom it so it just sits nicer, but I'm pretty happy with that. However, I'm not happy that you can see I had to use my own bolt on the left hand side. It's all bent up because the bolt that Flowmaster provided, I don't know what it is with everyone cheaping out on bolts, but snapped. Not happy about this. I'm going to send this to my buddy who sold me the exhaust. Obviously, it's not his fault, but I need him to know. But it looks like the bolt started to cross thread, so it just couldn't take the pressure, I guess. I used a worse bolt, quote unquote, than this, and mine's working. So, a little odd. Another thing I'm not super stoked about, I'll see if I can turn on my flash. I can't right now. I'll give you guys if you guys can see it. So there it is. It's a pretty rudimentary system here. I'm not really happy about those clamps. If I were doing this over again, I would buy way nicer clamps. And then, sorry guys. Up here, it does not fit nice in here. I'm gonna turn my flash on here and make sure that it's not like profusely leaking out of here. But let's do that right now. All right, so it does look like it is sealing in there, right where I tightened it down, which is good. But not super stoked how that is fitting in there. This was the cheapest exhaust system on the market. I know it's not my fault because this one's sitting perfect. So you can't really adjust it because it's circular and it fits like almost not pressure fit, but there's a clearance in here that you can't go above. So it's actually this pipe that needs to be maybe less bent here, but maybe they couldn't, I don't know. But I'm just not stoked about this. So, but it does look like it's sealing. If I were to do this over again, I would get new clamps. These are chintzy clamps for sure. So get yourself a nicer set of clamps. But let's start it up and hear it. right, so I'm just letting the truck warm up a bit before I give it a little bit of gas, but it sounds pretty good. It's more rumbly for sure than factory. What I hear, this is way more tame than most of the exhaust systems on the market, which I'm okay with for now. Side note, when I started it, you could hear that like roller bearing knocking sound that I've been talking about. It goes away after about 45 seconds to a minute. It's either piston slap, or which is common on these trucks, or it's an accessory belt bearing or something. But it's gone now. It goes away. It's just really annoying to me. So let's give it a couple more seconds and then I'll give it a rev. See some of the anti-seats coming out that I put on the joints. It's like gray water. Sounds pretty good though. It's obviously not far off from stock. I'd say it's a little more rumbly, if you will, but nothing crazy. The main reason why I did this was to clean it up. So yeah, it looks a hell of a lot better. Have to go and retighten everything once I put a little bit of miles on this thing. I do not like that clearance or lack thereof. Alright, so after waiting probably 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I just wanted to see what it would look like. Doesn't look like I have any leaks, which is fantastic. That's what she looks like. It seems like in a lot of cases, people with aftermarket exhaust, the tips are like way up here or even pushed all the way to the side, so maybe it's not that big of a deal. I don't know, let me know. It looks like there's still a lot of room to fill in here, but when you're right here, it looks perfect, so I'm happy with it for now. Maybe I'll oh, come on. Maybe I'll get my buddy just to custom it, clean it up a bit. But so far so good. Sounds decent. So not a bad way to spend 700 bucks. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please check out other videos on the channel and subscribe. Alright everybody, peace.